my turn to get out and give it a try. And I did, and oh my God, it worked. And she said, why didn't, therapy help me? Why did this and that help me? Well, as I said, it's because all the work that you've done got you to this point. Now you're ready. And I don't know about you, but for me, when I work with people, that's just kind of my specialty. They don't find me unless they're really ready to change. Because that's how I am in my life. I constantly want to learn. I want to grow. I want to help as many people as possible. And people like that. If people are in alignment with that, they want that in their life. Like a magnet, they'll find me. Also, negative beliefs. Does anybody have any negative beliefs about themselves on any level that if you can get rid of just in a second, you'd like to do that? Very cool. Phobias. NLP is kind of really interesting with phobias. I can take anybody within 5 minutes, maybe I'll give it a little bit of buffer time, 15 minutes. Anyone that has a phobia, I can do a process for it and completely relieve it. Doesn't matter what they've done in the past. NLP is unbelievable for phobias because something happened to somebody in their life. Usually it happens when you're little. And when you're little, you don't have the resources you do when you're older. But that being said, the adult you, the current version of you right now, can go all the way back internally and give yourself what your parents couldn't give you, possibly religion, possibly society, possibly your learning environment. Which is really neat about NLP because it's all about ownership. It's not you did this, you did that. It's this doesn't work for me. It's kind of like me language, I language. When you take ownership and responsibility, things happen very quickly then. So phobias can happen very quickly. I've helped people get over phobia, fear of heights, snakes, cats, all different things. And actually, these are kind of closely related. Allergies. I've had people that are allergic reaction to different things. Sometimes, or majority of the time, it's a phobia of the mind. It's something in their unconscious mind. I've had one of the stories that I worked with was there's this couple. There was this husband and wife, and they were going through a divorce. They were fighting. And what happened was they had a little child. It was an infant. It was like a 6-month-old. And because the parents were fighting, children are highly intelligent, so they know what that feels like. They can read energy. Energy is, I feel like, all of our first language before we know English or whatever language that we can go on to learn. And every time the parents started fighting, this baby developed an allergic reaction, had asthma, and it started getting rashes and breaking out. So what happened was, the parents stopped fighting. They dropped everything and they brought the child to the ER. And this happened for like years, for like 2-3 years. And finally, they tried all different things. They went to one of my teachers actually, and they found out that this was something within the parents. They found out at the unconscious level, this was a strategy that the mother or the father's intuition, because you can access intuition through this way, that it was really their problem. That's why the baby was doing that. Once they resolved it and they learned that, they actually did go just separate ways, but they stopped fighting. They started giving themselves what they needed. They got really connected with the resources. Miraculously, the baby stopped, or the child at the time, the toddler stopped having his reactions, stopped going. So a lot of times it can happen through parents as well. Because children like model or they mimic or they reflect some of the issues that are happening within the parents. So eating disorders, I worked with several people with eating disorders. And again, there's usually some sort of event that happened. Because I don't know any 2-year-olds that have eating disorders. I just never met one. Maybe 8-year-olds, maybe, usually 15. Usually it happens in kind of like in the teen area, or maybe like 5 to 15 range. So
food for thought. I thought I would share this because of things that I've been through and my kids. So, Amy, this is NLP training. You might want to look it up. Hopefully this helps.